How did you get to the 3.4 million?
So we were in South Florida.
Okay.
And my husband got a job in Tennessee.
Okay.
And we moved away from family for the first time in my whole life. Moved away from family, went to a place where we didn't know anyone. And I was at home. My husband was working. This is when the whole world shut down. So
during COVID.
Yeah, during
Okay.
COVID.
Okay.
So he's working and I'm at home with my kids. They can't go to school. The schools are shut down. So I'm like learning coach to my kids. They're virtually learning. And I have a toddler at the time, like a little baby at the time. And I'm working from home. I was an IT analyst.
Okay.
So I was working from home. And it was a lot. At first I was okay, but after like about a year, I started getting really homesick and a little depressed, I would say. I felt a little overwhelmed, overworked because I was working, learning coach to my two older children. I had a toddler, I had no help. We don't have any family here. We don't got no friends here.
Okay.
So I was really, really overwhelmed. And I felt like I was dwelling a lot on the hard situation that I was in, like feeling stressed out and stuff like that. And I was like, what can I do to kind of like take my mind off of like the hard times? Obviously, I pray. That's the biggest thing. I have my God time.
You got Jesus in your
God
bio.
in me time. That's what I like to call it.
Yep.
And I do all of that stuff. But I'm like, recreationally, what can I do to like a hobby?
Yeah.
So it kind of started off just like that. On my own personal social medias, people didn't really support me like that. I would post little things like how I post on my channel right now, but I just wanted to change. I went online kind of anonymously, as Operation Nikki.
Okay.
I didn't tell no friends, no family. I didn't, when you make a TikTok account or an Instagram account, they're like, "Oh, would you like to load in your contacts and let everybody know you on
You're
here
like, no.
and make friends?" I was like, no. I deleted that. No, thank you. And I just went on and I just started making like cooking videos. I think the first video I made was a curry chicken video or something like that. And I went viral.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah, I went on there anonymously basically. And I just started posting for recreation because I was a little lonely and I just needed something to take my mind off of like all the stuff that I was doing. I was feeling super overwhelmed and a little depressed. So, and I wanted to socialize with people who didn't know me. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I feel like this. People who know you personally don't support you like people who have never met you in their life.
100%.
Complete strangers.
100%.
The amount of support and love I get from complete strangers and the connections I've made through Operation
Social
Nikki,
media,
I can't even.
Do you feel like you have that support now?
Absolutely.
With people you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
With people, it's a few.
It's a few.
It's a few. My circle's Cheerio.
Now,
like, it's not big.
Has it always been a Cheerio, or have you had to shed?
Listen, there's a shaking going on as we speak.
Ooh! Come on!
As we speak. That's what I was telling you before.
Because we talked. Yeah. We talked yesterday, and I asked her, I'm like, how do you feel? I like to always talk to my guests before. Yeah. I'm like, how do you feel? She said, I feel great. I'm like, good. She's like, outside of this one thing, what is that one thing? What is the thing where, like you said, what's the shaking?
People in my life.
Okay.
So recently I prayed a very specific prayer. And I hadn't prayed for this. You got to be careful. I mean, pray. I'm an advocate for prayer.
But when you
pray. But when you pray, you better be prepared.
Ready for the answer.
Be prepared, because I prayed specifically that God would rid my life of people not meant for me.
Okay.
People who meant me harm.
Okay.
And not good. And unfortunately, it's not unfortunate, but I'm a very trusting person. Like, I so desire connection and like friendship.
Still to this day.
Still to this day. I desire, because I didn't really have that. And so it kind of stems from, I don't want to say desperation, but maybe a little bit.
And
honestly.
wanting that validation.
And wanting that love and connection and camaraderie and all the other things that come along with friendship. And I've always wanted that.
So you think your
But
standards were low with picking
maybe
friends?
so, child, maybe so.
Man,
My standards may have been low, and I may have been a little bit too trusting and too, like, open and, like, "Come on in and sit down with me,"
I
and
trust you,
yeah, I
and
trust
you're
you,
a
and
good
come on.
person because I'm a good
Yeah, I'm a
person.
good person, and because I'm a good person, you'll wanna be a good person for me, but that's not how that works. That is not how that works, and I
Jesus.
realized very, very like, when I say this is recent, it's super recent. I prayed specifically because I had some people, like, kind of in my life, on my team, and when I tell you they started dropping like flies,
Quick. Now,
I wasn't ready. I kinda wasn't ready.
oh, you weren't ready to let
I
go.
kinda
I
wasn't ready
know.
because
I know.
I developed a deep love and affection for these people, deeply. I cared about them, um, and they're gone.
What was the did you walk away? Did something happen or did they walk away? Like, was it finally
Something
like, I'm standing up for myself and setting boundaries and I can't do this? Or what was, or did it just organically happen? Or did
so
something happen?
okay, so I prayed, right?
Okay.
And it's almost like as soon as I prayed, like a veil was lifted, and I could see
Oh my God.
I could
See
listen.
people for who they
Yeah,
were and
s
not who you wanted them to be.
period. Right, right. 'Cause, like, there's so much deception, and it's like, if you have
Jesus.
listen, I had a friend who was very near and dear to my heart,
Okay.
very near
Okay.
and dear to my heart. We had so much in common, just like a wonderful person
Okay.
from what I could see, and as soon as I prayed about God, amongst other people, like,
Bye.
I
Bye.
like
Y'all gotta go. All them spirits in my head. Bye.
and people started dropping like flies, but I wasn't expecting this one.
This
I
one.
wasn't expecting this one. I really wasn't. And I had a dream. I had a dream that I was no longer friends with this person, and like they started just showing their true colors.
How long were you friends with them?
It wasn't long.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It wasn't long
Wow.
because I tend to like if I like somebody, I'm like, "Oh,
We're
girl, I like
friends. We're
you. We're
besties.
friends.
Yeah.
And I'm learning things
Yeah.
surrounding that.
I'm in that season too. Like, and even over compensating and
Ooh,
giving and like,
ooh,
and it's almost like not, that the word isn't
ooh,
imposter syndrome. What is it when you like when you've excelled but people around you haven't?
ooh.
Is
Savior's
it savior's
kind of,
complex?
yeah, but
That's
it's not the
close.
exact words,
Yeah,
but
you know
kinda.
what
I
I'm
think
trying to
I
say.
know
It's close
exactly
to
what you're
that,
talking
but it's
about.
like where you feel bad
Mhm.
because
You're in a place
yes,
of maybe success
whether
or
it's
doing
financial,
well.
whether it's
Yeah,
spiritual, whether
right.
it's not doesn't always have to be financial,
Yeah.
and you want everybody around you to have that so bad, and you cannot do it for you can't save them. They have to save themselves. And I was talking about this with my therapist. I'm like, honestly, like you're breaking your own heart, Braylon. You're breaking your own heart, Nikki. You are breaking your own heart.
I say this all the time, and it's like I love to my own detriment
Yes.
sometimes, you know?
Yes.
And I'm kind of in a space now where I just you said something recently on I don't know if it was just an Instagram post or what, where you were talking about friendship,
Yeah.
and that resonated with me.
Yeah.
It really did.
Yeah.
Like, because right now, it's exactly what I'm going through. It
Yeah.
was the perfect thing that I needed to
Yeah.
hear because I do love people to my own detriment a lot. And I will continue to love people.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to figure out like
How to
how to
And you're
navigate
figuring
that.
that out now in this
Yeah,
season. So this is a new season for
absolutely.
you.
It's a new season for
And I
me.
can let you know, like
This is different.
for me, I feel like I had so much self-love. I feel like you have self-love too because
I
you take
do.
care of yourself. You're
Hmm.
kind to yourself. You
Yeah.
you do your self-care, you do all these things. My thing now is like I'm realizing I have to work on my self-worth. Because Nikki, if you knew your worth, you would not deal with certain things. You wouldn't allow certain things into your life. It's the self-worth aspect. Yes, we love ourselves, but do you know what you're worth?